I just made some wonderful sourdough crackers that are going to be great for the holidays. Wonderful bite size, only 3 basic ingredients and a couple of spices. So easy to make, so delicious, and they will be wonderful throughout your holiday season. What are you doing today, Maureen? It's the holidays. You keep saying that every time at these Vlogmas videos. Today I want to show you how to make sourdough crackers. These are absolutely fabulous, quick and easy, minimal ingredients. Basically, you need to have some sourdough discard, some flour, some butter, some spices. And you're gonna make up these delicious crackers that don't have any preservatives, no additives. You know what's in your crackers. And I love to make up a big batch of them. And that way, again, if we have company coming over, I can easily make a charcuterie board and throw in my homemade crackers onto it. And they do store for quite some time. I'm going to do a double batch, but I'll give you the ingredients for a single batch, which does make quite a few crackers already. I just want the extra because if I make up a little gift package of crackers and cheese and some salami, then I can put that together so I have the extra. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start with adding in 1 cup of flour into our bowl. I have 2 because I'm doubling the recipe. That's why it looks like so much. And to that, we're gonna add sourdough discard. You need 1 cup of that as well. And you know, some of you go, well, I don't have sourdough discard. Why? Because you're not making sourdough bread? Well, start making sourdough bread so you can have some sourdough discard. This is an important aspect of life. It's a must. If you know someone that's making sourdough, you could ask them for theirs. Because there's always an abundance of discard that people are usually looking for a way to get rid of it. Smells so good. We're gonna add in 1 cup of our sourdough starter, unfed discard. I get to use all of this that's in here, which is awesome. With our discard, Marissa makes brown butter, let me get it right, brown butter sourdough chocolate chip cookies, which are absolutely fabulous. Oh, with flaky salt on top. They're wonderful. So we do go through our discard pretty quickly. We're gonna just start mixing that all around. Just a quick mix just to kind of get the bottom to the top. And then we're gonna add 4 tablespoons of softened butter, which you'll want to have at room temperature. And so we're gonna just mix that all in there too. Again, just doing a quick kind of easy mix. And to add spices, you can add any sort of spice that you want. I really love just using thyme. So you're gonna add 1 tablespoon of thyme. And also, I like just using powdered garlic. So you wanna put, let's say 2 teaspoons. You basically wanna have about 2 tablespoons worth of spice in there. I haven't put all of my thyme in there yet. Thyme just makes it almost smells like it has more like there's like cheese in it. It's quite wonderful. So we're gonna just mix this up. I've added in the last of our thyme in there. You could make them rosemary crackers if you wanted, or omit garlic if you're not a real garlic fan. I just found that the thyme was not quite Italian oregano tasting, but just was a really delicious way. I'm now gonna just do a little bit of mixing on my bench. You could also use a stand mixer to mix this. I just like the idea of, you know, getting my hands right into the flour and kneading it together, mixing it up. Oh, and it just smells so good. I like these just even as a snack cracker. When you're in the middle of things and you don't have time to eat, you know, snacking on a couple of these crackers is so good. And just doing a little bit of a knead with it. So you want to get it to where you've got a nice smooth dough. You know, I think it would have been easier for me to use my stand mixer, but like I said, I like to get my hands into the dough and to feel what's going on. And so you want to make this really nice, cohesive, smooth dough, not sticky. If it's sticky, you know, tuck in a bit more flour. And so then you want to just form a block, kind of a rectangle-y shape. Now I'm gonna cut mine into 4, but you would just cut yours into 2 from the recipe. So we just take our bench scraper, give it a cut, and then give this next one a cut, and this one. Some are a little bit bigger. I think I will take a little bit of you and you can have some. Let me see you. Take a little bit of you, and you can have some. And again, we're going to form it into a nice rectangle so that it's all prepared and ready for us to go. I'm gonna make mine longer rectangles just to kind of speed up the process of the rolling out. So there's our first one, and our second one, and our third one, and the fourth. And as you can see, it's kind of, I've made them narrower because we are going to be rolling these out. We're going to take some saran wrap and wrap them up. This is to keep the moisture in so they don't dry out, because we are going to put them in the refrigerator just to chill and to kind of form more so that when we roll it out, it'll roll out better. So here are our 4 packs of dough, and we're going to put it in the refrigerator. You can do it for at least 30 minutes and up to about 2 hours. I'm only going to be putting mine in for 30 minutes because I've got family dinner to make yet. Our dough has been chilling a little bit longer than 2 hours, but we're going to get started. We had our family dinner, you know, had to clean up the kitchen and spend some time visiting with my kidults. And so we're going to unwrap our dough. And, you know, you want to kind of keep it in this rectangular shape when you're going to first start laying it down. So, you know, it's tough to kind of get really nice edges. So we are going to lay it down, and I am just going to give it a little push. Now, if your dough is sticky, you can throw a little bit of flour on it, but you do want to have it on a piece of parchment because we're going to just slide it off onto the cookie sheet. And we're just going to start to roll this out. Paying attention to trying to keep our lines straight as they can. You can just cut off the jagged edges as you're going, but you know, we want to press firmly down. I don't know what the thickness, I never understand those, like, you know, how I just make it as thin as I, you know, possibly would want it to be. So we just keep adjusting and rolling out our rectangle. Yeah, see, now I'm starting to get where, you know, we're getting a little bit of a loopier edge here, which is no big deal. Like I said, you can just cut it off, but I'm also going to just go from here and give it a little bit more there. And you want to do the quarter turn each time so that, you know, you're helping it to spread out each way. And once I kind of get it to somewhat of a thickness, if you do keep them a little thicker, then I would recommend baking them longer. Actually, I'm going to go this way again because I'm getting to the end of my parchment paper, so we're just going to push it all up to the top here. Wunderbar. One of the things I have done before is I've just kind of turned them where it's kind of extended, turned it over. And I might bring in my bench scraper and just to kind of line up those edges a little bit more. And then go along and let it roll into itself. And that kind of straightens out the lines better. But again, jagged edges really don't matter. We're actually getting a pretty nice rectangle here. I feel that looks pretty good. And you can just go off and cut the edges, but I'm just going to fold them in. And just kind of lining up my edges a little bit. You want to use a pizza cutter, and I prefer to use a ruler. So I just start at one end and line it up and make my slice through, you know, 1.5 inch or so cracker. They're not super big, but they're not super small. And again, you could make them like little tiny bites, or you could make big crackers as well. This way it keeps my lines nice and straight. I've never tried to just bake it as a whole piece and then just break it. I've always done the cuts. Now I'm not going to do this last one because it's just right on the cusp. And then we'll go through our other side here. And there's our log cuts. Last step before we go to bake, just want to go through and poke holes with a fork. This way they don't puff up like little mini pitas or something. And this will allow some air to escape. When I was saying to Marissa earlier today, I went, oh, there's just that element of cheese that you can smell. And then I realized, oh, it's the sourdough. That gives it that kind of little bit of aged cheddar smell, which it just smells so delicious. And the crackers are really delicious crackers. And voila. Then we're going to take our baking sheet, put it right at the edge of the counter, and slide them on, and they're ready to go into the oven, 20 to 25 minutes. Halfway through, we want to turn the pans and switch them from where they are. Okay, they are ready. Stayed in a little longer than, I think, 25 minutes. Here we are. 2 pans. So you want to see a little bit of browning along the edge of the cracker. Usually my outside edges, they tend to be a little crispier. This pan here, the crackers are a little thicker, as you can see, so they'll be a bit more chewy. But we're just going to let them cool, and then we're going to put them into their jar. It just smells wonderful in here. To help them cool quicker, I'm just going to slide them off the pan, even though these cool pretty quickly. Our crackers have all cooled, and so I'm just going to put them in my cute little airtight container here. I'm going to take a little one that's a little on the thinner side, and it breaks, and it just looks absolutely wonderful. Where you can see it's nice and flaky inside. Looks great. Let's have a taste. Crunchy little crackers. And the flavor is just wonderful. I would maybe add a little bit more garlic to it. But in all honesty, it's kind of the right amount of garlic. So here I have these wonderful crackers. The ones that are a little thicker, they'll be a little chewier. So perhaps I could have, rolled this out a little thinner. But we'll just put them here in my little cracker container. This works quicker. I have one more pan in the oven to add to this, so that will pretty much fill up our jar. These are a wonderful cracker to have over the holidays, and it's basically 3 ingredients and then some spices. And of course, there's no preservatives, no odd chemicals in your cracker. So this is a win-win in my home. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care and God bless.